Good Friday evening or afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far, and it is currently January 3rd, 2025. And before we go over today's weather forecast, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that way we can try to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of next week, which would be much appreciated. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we also will keep you guys updated with the latest. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. This help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. Feel free to leave anything down below, and I'll get to those right after today's weather forecast. But let's first start off by giving you guys an overview about what to expect for the next few days. And as you guys can see, we currently got winter storm watches and even some winter storm warnings that have just been issued over the past few hours. And these winter storm warnings now include parts there of central and eastern Kansas, back over there into southern Nebraska, parts there of northern and central Missouri, and as well as into parts there of Illinois. You guys over here in the lower Ohio Valley are still under those winter storm watches, but those will likely be upgraded to warnings by the time we head later into night and as well as into early tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys are really paying attention if you guys do live pretty much anywhere in this corridor right here, which pretty much is from Kansas all the way back over there into West Virginia and as well as Virginia. We also are dealing with higher elevation snow over here out there in the west, as we currently got some winter storm warnings and as well as some winter weather advisories in effect. And of course, we're even dealing with a little bit of lake effect snowfall, so make sure you guys are all being on high alert if you guys are under those winter storm alerts, which this is definitely looking to be a major problem. Now, let's start really going over about what we can expect with this winter storm by the time we get into Sunday. And as you guys can see, Sunday and as well as into Monday, we are going to be tracking this major winter storm heading from Kansas all the way back over there into Virginia, which is likely to bring a lot of snowfall to those areas a little far to the north, especially those areas more in the northern Ohio Valley and as well as those areas in the Midwest. But if you go a little far down to the south, like areas along the Ohio River, you guys are likely to get some pretty good freezing rain, so make sure you guys are really paying attention, as this is going to be a pretty dangerous storm as it rolls on through. And of course, you guys far down to the south will also need to keep an eye on this, as we will be going over the severe weather outlooks in just a little bit. Now, let's go ahead and go over your total freezing rain and as well as your total snowfall with this winter storm as it rolls on through. And then after that, we will go over the severe weather outlooks. And as you guys can see, we are going to be tracking some pretty good freezing rain anywhere from Kansas all the way back over there into Virginia, as the latest from the GFS model really does want to point out anywhere from a half an inch to an inch of freezing rain anywhere from southeast Missouri through southern Illinois. Even parts of southern Indiana, especially near the Evansville and Louisville areas, will likely get some pretty good freezing rain too as well. So make sure you guys are all being on very high alert, as some of those areas could even pick over an inch of freezing rain. So make sure you guys are really game prepared, as this is definitely going to be a very dangerous winter storm as it rolls on through. And if we compare that to the European model, we are going to see some pretty good signs of, once again, some pretty good freezing rain likely across Missouri. Maybe a little bit less with the European model, but still does show some pretty good freezing rain across those areas along the Ohio River. And this also shows a little bit more the farther south you go. So definitely something to really watch for, as the European model even shows parts there of northern Nashville even getting into a little bit of freezing rain. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. And of course, you guys over there in Virginia will also need to keep an eye on this very closely, as we could see some totals getting close to a half an inch to an inch of freezing rain, but that would be more isolated over there in Virginia. And just one more thing that I want to take a look at, those were the main two models we were looking at just to really give us a good idea. But since we are getting really close to when this winter storm is expected to occur, we also can actually look at some of the short range models, especially the NAM model. And keep in mind that this model does not not do the greatest with freezing rain, but this still does give us a good idea, as once again it does show some pretty good freezing rain over there along the Ohio River, and it actually shows some pretty bullish amounts even up there towards an inch and a half, especially areas along Interstate 64 in southern Indiana, but still does show quite a bit over there in Missouri and as well as southern Illinois, as parts of those areas may also get up to an inch of freezing rain. So even though it doesn't really seem to be a correct answer with this model, we will still need to watch it closely, as we can't completely roll out some areas getting up to an inch of freezing rain still, as more models, including the GFS model, are starting to show that, and we will know a lot better detail as we get into tomorrow, right before the event. Now, let's start talking about snowfall now. We just gone over that freezing rain, and now let's go over that snowfall. And as you guys can see, we will be tracking some pretty good snowfall anywhere from southern Nebraska and northern Kansas all the way back over there into Pennsylvania. So you guys in this corridor will definitely need to watch closely, as Indy, Columbus, back over there into central Illinois, especially near the Springfield area, and as well as those areas into northern Missouri, southern Iowa, and as well as those areas into southern Nebraska will need to really be on high alert, as we could be seeing some areas get over 2 feet. But I think the most likely amount of snowfall would be anywhere from 1 foot of snowfall up there towards 1.5 feet. So that's something to be on high alert for, as some areas will likely get some very high amounts. And if we compare that to the European model, once again, really does show a lot of that rainfall as well. Not necessarily rain, but more of that snowfall, especially over there in Kansas, all the way over there into Virginia. So make sure you guys are really paying attention, as we do have some pretty good model agreement on around 1 foot of snowfall, especially over there in Kansas. Now, the last thing we're going to take a look at with this winter storm is going to be your overall winter storm impacts, especially as we get into Sunday, where we are going to be seeing those major impacts across the Midwest and as well as the lower Ohio Valley, with extreme impacts definitely appearing likely. So make sure you guys are getting prepared, as we could be seeing some areas seeing extreme impacts, which means travel will more than likely be impossible in some areas. So that's something to be on high alert for, as some areas could really get devastating amounts of ice, which could lead to power outages, down trees, and even a lot of other impacts. And so that's one of the reasons why you guys in this red color and as well as this purple color should really get prepared for this, as like I said, travel impacts will be major to extreme, which indicates travel will probably be impossible. And like I said, even those impacts of down trees, long-lasting power outages, and also some other things will definitely be likely as this winter storm rolls on through, as we get into beginning of next week. Now, let's go ahead and talk about your severe weather now, as we get into Sunday of next week. And this is going to be the same time during that winter storm, as we do have a slight risk for severe weather over there in parts there of Mississippi, back over there into Arkansas, even down there into eastern Texas, and even includes much of the state of Louisiana as well. So make sure you guys are being on high alert, as damaging winds, large hail, and even a couple of tornadoes do appear to be possible. So make sure you guys are all being on high alert in that area, as we will more than likely go live as we get into Sunday. Not for the entire event, but definitely for some of it, as we will be doing with that winter storm and as well as the severe weather threat during the same time. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, so that way you guys don't miss out on my live stream. And I'll have to see on my schedule. Like I said, I probably won't be able to go live for the whole event, but I definitely will try to be live for some of Sunday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, as we will keep you updated with the latest, and so that way you guys don't miss out on any future videos or live streams. And the reason why we're expecting severe weather is because we're going to have this whole round of storms roll on through, as we could, like I said, be seeing some damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes. So that's definitely something to be on high alert for, as some of those storms do look to be on the stronger side of things. And the best way to prepare for that is to have your tornado action plan in place, just in case, as some severe weather does appear likely. And then the other thing that we also need to look out for, especially as we get into the end of next week, is of course going to be this cold air, and as well as the potential for another winter storm. So if we first start off by taking a look at the polar vortex potential, we are going to be tracking well below average temperatures over here in the east, as a lot of cold air is likely to surge on down into these areas. So make sure you guys are all being on high alert for this cold air as it rolls on through, as some areas, especially the Ohio Valley Midwest, could pick up negatives. So make sure you guys are all being on high alert, as those wind chills could even be well below freezing. Now, the winter storm that we're expecting at the end of next week does not appear to be as bad as what it showed a few days ago, but still shows significant rainfall down here across southeast Texas, back over there into Louisiana, and as well as parts of there Mississippi. But it also did shift the snowfall a little bit to the north, so the good news is that we might not have as bad of a storm compared to what the model showed the last few days, but this is still something to watch for, as it still does show light to moderate snowfall anywhere from Mississippi all the way back up there into the Ohio Valley, which an inch of snow probably wouldn't be too big of a deal down here in the northern Dixie Alley region, but still definitely something to watch for, as things could still change. Now, the last things we're going to take a look at is your total snow, and as well as your total rainfall, or not your total rainfall, but your total snowfall, and as well as your total freezing rainfall. And as you guys can see, we do have a pretty good area, likely to see anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch up there to the 1/4 inch of freezing rain, with some areas maybe even getting up there towards 1/2 an inch of freezing rain. And this is pretty much adding all the models together, which lots of the models are actually agreeing on more than 1/4 inch of freezing rain, especially over there in Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and as well as Kentucky. So that could definitely mean some pretty big impacts right there, as greater than 1/4 inch of freezing rain does appear possible. And then for your total snowfall, we will be tracking a lot of snowfall too, as well, as like I said, a lot of those models do show freezing rain, but at the same time we also got some pretty good agreement on even seeing a lot of snowfall, including near a foot of snowfall, especially for the Indy area. So make sure you guys are all being on high alert, as this storm is definitely going to be bringing some pretty significant snowfall to those areas. But thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy today's weather forecast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, so that way we can reach 1,000 subscribers, and so that way we can keep you guys updated with the latest, and of course that even helps spread out the word out to everyone. So make sure to subscribe, so that way we can help get this information out to everyone, as this is going to be a pretty dangerous winter storm as it rolls on through. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. This help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. Feel free to leave anything down below, and I will get to those comments in just a second. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Friday, and as well as a great start to your weekend. And we will all see you in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.